Four scams, four exposés exposed on Times Now today in great detail show the extent of corruption and nepotism that is spread across. Be it the former Army Chief, Union Minister A. Raja, the Commonwealth Games scam and the link to the slush money trail, or the absolute nepotistic, unbelievable mess within Air India, which you and I, with our taxpayer money, resurrect every few months, show the extent to which the system is being used and the loopholes exploited. Tonight, despite our relentless reporting, and at least 17 different exclusive reports that have been put on Times Now, there is not a single FIR filed. My guest tonight on the news are. With me in the studio is former Executive Director of Air India, Jitendra Bhargav, who has a story to tell about what's going on in Air India. Suhel Seth is joining the debate tonight, as is Chetan Bhagat, well-known novelist. He's joining us from Mumbai. We have Vinod Mehta, Editor-in-Chief of the Outlook magazine, representing the political parties tonight is Siddharth Singh of the BJP, and Tom Wadakan, once again back of the Congress party. Tom, the honor of taking the first question goes to you. And the question is this, Tom. How many more exposés will we have to go through till the ruling party or the UPA decides to act on even a single one of them? The party and the government is not even lifting its little finger against any of the people who have been so clearly named. Why? Why, Tom?
Arnab, you seem to be directed towards a direction why we are not raising the finger. Let me be very candid. Are you forgetting the state of Karnataka?
No.
Where the de-notification has taken place.
No.
Where the government land has been given to relatives.
Irrelevant.
The mining frozen area. When we talk about that, you come back,
no, answer the question.
Let's talk about it across the canvas.
No, 1 second.
Let's be candid.
No,
what are the investigations going on?
So, I have a question for you.
Each scam that you have named
I have a question for you. I have a question for you. 1 minute, Tom.
We can't have Taliban laws
that you will go
where, or kangaroo laws where you need to be punished walking out of a television office, that you have a Talibanese law. You have to suffer the judicial process. You can't go without going through the judicial process, my friend. You can't have a Taliban India. No, you can't have a Talibanized justice system.
Okay. That's it. I'm so used to this line of argument. I don't know if it's Talibanized if you say that 67,700 crore rupees that were lost because of the 2G spectrum, and to ask for a single bit of action in that case is not asking for Taliban-style justice. Suhel.
How much of investigation do you require?
No. Introductory comments. Yeah.
What is disgusting, demeaning, ridiculing and debasing is the fact that Tom would now drag the politics of corruption rather than corruption itself. I don't give a monkey's toss about Karnataka, about the BJP, about the Congress. I'm only asking you a simple question. How long will the average Indian remain helpless? How long will the citizen be taken for a ride? How long will known corrupt people like A. Raja remain in the cabinet because of coalition politics and that pressure? How many people must the Supreme Court indict before governments take action? And I agree with Tom, a judicial process may be set in place. But we can't wait for too long, because in this country we've seen what justice and the delays of justice have meant. You've seen Bhopal, you've seen Ayodhya. This country now needs demonstrable action and demonstrable punishment. People have stolen your money and my money. People have walked away with impunity, and we have not seen anything happen in the past. I'm delighted. I genuinely am delighted. I'm not saying it sarcastically, that Manmohan Singh took the step he did about the CWG and the investigation. But my recommendation is that these need to be fast-tracked. While I agree we can't have kangaroo courts, but at the same time, we can't have courts which are like a walk in the zoo, where, you just keep waiting for justice and the wheels of justice to grind slowly. What we are seeing today is the ruling mocking the ruled. The smiling faces of a Kalmadi at the AICC meet, which were splashed in all newspapers, were nothing but ridiculing the average citizen of India to say, we don't give a damn what you think. So here's what I suggest. Deepak Kapoor needs to be shamed, because all of us have respect for two institutions in this country: the judiciary and the armed forces. And we've seen the armed forces being dragged into what I call the republic of scams. This is what we are. CWG was taxpayers' money. That needs to be accounted for. What is grossly shameful is what's happening on Air India. Grossly. We have destroyed a brand that the JRD Tatas of the world built with passion and care. And we don't give a toss about where that brand is going. Finally, look at the shame. You have a man of Manmohan Singh's integrity and honesty who has to suffer and suffer the survival and the enduring presence of an A. Raja, who has been nothing but a defrauder and a scamster par excellence, who has stolen your money and my money. I've said on your channel on July 27 that he is representative of DMK, which is daily money for Karunanidhi.
What is more important? No, what is more important? I want a final resolution to this. My question to Tom is, and Tom, these are only introductory comments, but I must ask you this. Are you saying that because the Karnataka BJP does something that you have the right to do it in Delhi? And why don't you say tonight that you cannot touch A. Raja? Because if you touch A. Raja, the DMK will bring the government down. Why don't you say that? Let's the same CAG. No, the same CAG.
Let's not play politics on television.
Correct. It is.
You are telling us there is a coalition dharma, there is a CBI inquiry, the system is on, whoever is guilty will be punished. But I can't promise you a kangaroo court. You don't like a face, hang him outside your studio, trial by media.
Then why don't you
hang him, finish him?
Why don't you say that to the CAG?
Because
why don't you say that to the CAG?
You declare him guilty.
Why don't you?
Please go to the court. Establish it.
Tom, tell me, why don't you say that to the CAG?
There is a court. There is law of the land. How can you do this?
Yeah, there is a law of the land.
You have to bring evidence in this country.
I get in my other.
This is not Afghanistan.
No, one second.
I mean, you don't like a man, you hang him.
Please, let's not simplify the argument.
This is a constitutional abiding country.
I want to know.
How can you do this?
I want to know what yardstick is used to justify 67,000 crore rupees of corruption. I'm getting my other panelists in. I'm getting my other panelists in here. No, I'm getting my other panelists in. Vinod Mehta. I'm getting another panelist in. I know Siddharth wants to rebut that, but Vinod Mehta, people are sick and tired of the Congress saying every time that they are asked on a specific act of corruption, that they say that let's pick up Bangaru Lakshman and let's pick up Karnataka. How long will this farce carry on, Mr. Mehta?
Arnab, what has been happening in these debates for the last 2-3 days on all the channels, including yours, when this issue is discussed, is that an open squabble breaks between the Congress and the BJP, and while you may have 6 or 7 kind of participants in the debate, only 2 participants speak. So it is quite clear that institutionalized political corruption exists in both parties and that it is part of our system. So to get it out of that system, we have to get it out of politics. Now, how do we get it out of politics? We need independent investigating agencies. We have a thing called the CBI. If you may remember, last week the Supreme Court of India pulled up the CBI and said that this Raja matter you're dragging your feet over. How long will it take you to conclude your investigation? We have a CAG, we have a Lokpal, we have a Lok Ayukt, but we need to take all these out from the purview of the government. They need to be independent and they need to be like the Election Commission. They need to be like other institutions which don't have to answer to the government.
Sir,
as long as the investigative agencies, as long as those who, and by the way, CAG and others rely on CBI for investigation. CAG doesn't have an investigative wing.
True.
So where everybody falls back on the CBI, and if the CBI is partisan to whichever party is ruling, then you will get the kind of Raja matter where it's been going on for months and months and months, and despite the Supreme Court pulling them up in public. I think last week they pulled them up in public and said, are you dragging your feet? What's the matter? Why can't you finally give us some kind of report? But they don't. So get these investigative agencies out of government control and get CAG and Lok Ayukt and get the Lokpal bill passed. But as long as these institutions are under the thumb of the government, corruption will continue.
Sir, the Prime Minister said, so you would remember, Mr. Mehta, and I'm going to go to Chetan Bhagat on this, the Prime Minister said on May 24th that the process is on. Same answer that Tom Wadakan is giving tonight for all the other scams. Exactly what the Prime Minister said. If we come to know there is any involvement at any level in corruption, we will take action. So what should happen now in the 2G spectrum scam? Should we forget what the Prime